welcome to By the Numbers. I'm FM Tahiti and hope you're all doing well. This episode we've got the start of, I think, our 9th season now. We're 9 seasons in to the Belfast Celtic save. I'm not sure what kind of stats we're going to focus on for this season. Got a few matches really to try and work it out, but I'll be having a look at something. I might maybe look at some of the passing maps and things like that instead. See what I can work out with that. But if you've got any ideas, let me know in the comments and I'll try and work something out with that. I mentioned in the last episode when we did the sort of end of season 8 summary that there are going to be fewer episodes for the Belfast Celtic going ahead, which should mean we get through the seasons a little bit faster. But we miss out a bit on the match detail in between, but we'll play it by ear. And it is just mainly because work's really busy. My free time is very kind of sparse at the moment, and most importantly, got a newborn, and the newborn does take up a lot of time, even when they're being good and quiet like they are now. So yeah, but if you've got any comments, suggestions, things you want to see, let me know in the comments, and I can always go back and do an extra episode or look at something in a future one. Just let me know. So what we had at the end of last season was we finished reasonably comfortably away from the kind of relegation spots. But our defence was obviously quite weak, and we had a lot of players we could get rid of. And I'm going to show you what's happened transfer-wise, and then we're going to play the opener to see if it's had any effect. So if we look at who left, so Connor Harrison and Brian Roy all left at the start of this season on freeze to reserves, and Glebe got promoted into the PIL from the non-leagues. Let's see, it's not showing me the right ones. I need to show you release players die. There we go. So these are all the ones that left at the end. Quite a few. So Jamie Dunn had been with us for quite a few seasons. He's only rated as a 16. You can see on the report there. He wasn't highly rated, he wasn't doing the job, so we went. Bonis, who's been a hero for ages, and he's kind of, I think he's an icon. If we look at the club info, yes, he's an icon. Been with us through thick and thin, but the goals had just dried up. He was not doing as well as he needed to do for us, and I think nostalgia was really holding me back. Even though I knew a lot of the kind of stats weren't supporting him, so the expected goals, the XG, weren't really supporting him. I'm still keeping on. Colin McCallion is off. Cal Gorman got rid of. We gave him some opportunities, but he never really got a good run. Again, he's not particularly rated, so once he's gone, we've looked at him again. You can see he's not that good. Adam Spence went. Spence, to be honest, actually never really got a fair shake, but it doesn't matter because I reckon he's an 8. So they don't even think he'd be a good non-league player, really. Coulter went, so Coulter being quite good, but he just wasn't high enough on the pecking order. And I was willing to give him another contract to keep him on for cover, but he just wasn't going to do it. So it was a bit of a coup getting him from Linfield. He's had a decent impact, but he just wasn't there anymore. Likewise, Ricky McQuitty, amazing name. Never really took off after that first season. Again, he's rated, well, they've not scouted him. He was rated reasonably well by the team, but just wasn't getting a look in. Graham McGreevy was one of our youth intakes, abandoned us, and we brought him back. So he's played 80 games or 80 league games. He's played over 100 competitive games for us. But again, last season didn't get a look in. We needed him to go. And Nathan Burns, same in defence, had potential, was promising, been with us a few seasons, but just wasn't getting a look in. Reece Hunter, I'm a bit sad about, but he was never going to really make it for us. You can see he's not rated particularly well, history-wise. Never more than 3 league goals. He did have one season, which one? So this season here, he's already scored 22 cup goals. Admittedly, that's like in the Steels and Sons Cup, but he did it. And then Brian Carroll, goalkeeper, again, never really got an opportunity through the youth intake. So we got rid of all of them. And then we brought in quite a few players. So we lost a few, and what we needed to do was kind of up the kind of defensive depth and the goalkeeper depth, that we kind of did that sort of, not really, but a little bit. So you got Peter Boyce from Dungannon, 6'3", good positioning, good jumping reach, good strength. Heading could be a little bit better, but he plays left and centre. He's already valued with quite a bit of money, so hopefully he can fit in the squad, give us some cover and competition to McVeigh, for example, and Strain. Then we've got Bingham on a free from the Crusaders. We're paying quite a bit, probably more than we should. But he looks like he could be a reasonable, if one-dimensional, impact sub to striker. Scott Smith we got to cover the left. He can also play on the right as well if need be. Again, his value's not too bad. Again, one-dimensional, he's not going to set the world on fire, but hopefully means we're good for cover there. John Hughes, we've got to cover the right wing. So good mentals, good physicals. He's not quite as well rated as Paddy McCallion, who we've already got, but he should be a good backup with potential. So if anything happens to him, we should be covered there. Although, just look a bit dozy with his avatar. We've got Shane Hill, who is a defender and defensive midfielder, who, to be honest, I panic bought a little bit. Where did I panic buy him from? It's free transfer. He was Cliftonville before that. He's played in the Premiership. He's done all right. I thought he was better than he actually was, but he's rated reasonably highly still. We've got Carl Brown, who's another striker who's even better than Bingham. To be honest, I got him afterwards. Found him afterwards. If I'd found him first, I wouldn't have got Bingham, I don't think. He just looks like he'll be not just a good impact sub, but one who could improve quite a bit. He already plays his shots as well, which is quite nice. And he used to play for Glentoran. Again, he's got a few Premiership appearances, but no Premiership goals as yet. And then we've got Ryan Robinson for £130. Again, to cover the centre of defence. I think he can play just centre. I think he can play left as well. 6'4". Again, he's rated reasonably highly with a bit of potential. And the other important thing was we extended the loan of Matt McGee and Alan O'Connor. So squad-wise, there we go. We've not improved the goalkeeping situation at all. We've got a bit more cover. I think it's a bit more competitive. We don't have a single central defender who's shorter than 6 foot now, which is good. We've got some who can play on the wing positions who are 6 foot as well. The team's definitely getting taller at the back. We've not really improved the midfield other than with Hughes. But up front, we've got quite actually... So we've got a lot of depth. We've got more depth than we did. So McGrath and Macquarie have gone down to the reserves to get a bit more experience there. So their opportunity last season it's passed, really. So Brown and Bingham are going to be given the nod ahead of them. And Greg has still got 2 to 4 months out with his broken leg. And I don't know what he's going to be like when he comes back. He was still, in the news items, rated as being 20 to 1 to be the top goal scorer the season, because he was last season with 23 league goals. 2 to 4 months puts him schedule wise. So where are we? 1-2. So either October or start of December, maybe he might be back. So he might not be fit until mid to the end of December. So he'll only really have half a season less, really, to have an impact. So I really do feel gutted for him. But we've got a team, so let's put our team together for the first match against Dungannon and see how we do against them. As always, I was going to clear this, but actually I think I did it before I started. So yeah, I'll take you through it. Normally I just clear the entire selection and then pick, but actually I think I did that and press save. And then went to record. So Williamson, Strain, McVeigh and Greg at the back. This is what we had beforehand. So Robinson, for example, and Boyce not quite making straight in, but potentially. Actually, replace McGovern with Boyce. Yeah. Burns still the central defender, central midfielder. Devlin on the left, McCallion on the right, but Hughes is on the bench to cover McCallion if need be. And up front we've got McGee, Bingham and O'Connor. Starting off Bingham because he's kind of expensive, really. He's being paid a lot, so I want to see if we can get him to make an impact. But Carl Brown can come on for him potentially. So hopefully I'll do. McLaughlin's not made it onto the bench, Cockross not made it onto the bench. Those are kind of key factors there for us to worry about in the long run, because they'll need to be given some game time so they don't complain. But let's give it a go. Still using the battering ram. Right. So Dungannon should be a team that we have the potential to beat. Vengeance. Vengeance is always a good one to go for. We'll make them hyper violent, I think, for this. Some giants in that squad there. But it could go either way with them. I don't know how well they've sort of improved the squad. I don't know how well we've improved the squad. Good block. Bingham not quite getting away. Missed opportunity for the counter-attack. Clearing it. We're under pressure already in the first minute, but hopefully this is just the opening highlight. Nothing's going to come of this. Come on, Burn. There we go. We survived that opening flurry. That's alright. I say at the start of every season that I'm kind of optimistic, but I don't really know yet for this team, because I know up front we're okay. Go on, McCallion. Wrong side of the pitch for the right winger. Yeah, I know up front we're okay. I know we'll get some goals. I don't know how we are at the back. I do have a kind of diamond formation with simpler instructions. That's working in another save. So in my Locomotive Leipzig save that I blog about, I've got a simple diamond where the instructions are really kind of peeled back. That works quite nicely. So I can always try that, but... Oh, McVeigh. Is he offside? That was from a free kick. It'd be worrying if he was offside. So McCallion off to the far post. He just nods it in. That's fine. So from the set piece, that's alright, isn't it? Ronnie McDonald to McVeigh, man of the moment. Back to Ronnie. Strain going long. McGee. Oh, Connor, well picked out. What a finish. Well, Connor and McGee were good last season, though they came towards the end of the season, well, the last half of the season. They did manage to get a few goals, so with a full season under their belt, I'm expecting double figures from both of them. I think if we'd had them from the start with Greg, maybe we would have been in the playoffs. Actually, did we have them all last season? I'm going to check, because I could be talking nonsense now. Maybe we did have them all season, we didn't make the playoffs, but I'll have to check. I'm confident. I think this season double figures for them. Strain nodded on. Gee, Devlin again. I'm worried about the left hand side of the pitch as well. We don't have much depth in that winger position on the left. I just couldn't bring anyone in that was actually any good. Pleased, keep it going. I can bring on Edgar. Edgar can play in that position. Back to Bingham. Bingham I'm going to give until the 55th minute, and then Brown can come on. Because he's not been that involved. Don't know if he's moving well enough. Yeah, his anticipation's 10. Yeah, I don't know if he's up to that kind of false 9 position, moving in the right area. McGee, rounded him. Go on. That was nicely done. If that finish had just been ever so slightly more refined, we'd have been away. That's a sub. Carl Brown off of Bingham. Let's leave it for the moment. Let's not over-reg it just yet. Maybe 70 or 75th minute we can get someone else on. In he goes. Carl Brown. Straight on that, he's been on the pitch a minute. Gets the goal on his debut. So he'd played some Premiership games in the past. I think he'd got over 10 appearances but no goals for his previous team. So he managed to get on a score sheet straight away. This isn't a bad opener for the season. Oh no, Beggs. Beggs is away. Beggs I've tried to sign so many times. Beggs is quite good. I might show you him at the end of the match. Let's bring on Hughes now. Twice I'm going to bring on Edgar. The Devlin. I hope nothing too bad happens. But yeah, 3-0's a nice opening kind of salvo. So Dungannon, let's see where they end up at the end of the season, but McVeigh back across the face of goal. McGee back in, Brown again. I think we'll get a better idea of how we're doing when we play some of the more regular, reliable teams like Glentoran, Glenavon as well, who are kind of mid-table to upper. They'll be a good test. It'd be great if we can get a clean sheet, so obviously I don't think we're going to. Oh, McGee, past he's done him. Away he goes. Oh, the fact he couldn't finish that is that would have been beautiful. McGee's turned quite a few players now. Williamson, O'Connor, over it goes. Oh well. Just up for 3-0 at the moment. Back to some chips to McGee, nicely done. Doesn't really go to anyone, but a good tackle from Byrne. Hughes, not really seen much of him since he's been on. O'Connor. I can't remember. I'll have to look at my old videos actually. I can't remember what position I played. Nice. I don't really see much from Hughes until he curled that one in the box. 4-0. Yeah. I think Dungannon might be relegation fodder based off this. Yeah, I can't remember where Greg played in that front three. I think he might be in the pressing forward. We'll have to see. He obviously scored lots of goals in that position, but this setup with McGee in the pressing forward and O'Connor and target man's working quite nicely. O'Connor's a bit quieter than McGee, but a target man would be in this kind of tactical setup. There we go, 4-0, clean sheet, 4 goals, debut goals for Brown and Hughes. Technically we're top of the table, that's the best we're going to be at for a while. Yes, let's quickly just check. Transfer history, transfers last season. Alright, so McGee and O'Connor came in January, or the end of January last season, so yeah, just under half a season they played. McGee got 8 league goals last season for us, and O'Connor got 7. So yeah, I reckon easily in double figures for us, if we keep things going. Schedule wise, will it? How far back can we go to find out where Greg? Ooh, we'll be able to see. Where's the tactical review? Just clicking buttons now. There we go. So yeah, Greg was. I can see it. Greg was in the pressing forward. McGee was in the false 9. That's all right. gets me reminded. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. I'm going to play on. I don't know when I'm going to come back. If we're doing well in the Cup, if we've got a really good run, we're doing well, come back. We'll come back for the middle of the season, definitely. So we'll come around for the kind of end of December, start January sort of area here. We've got an idea of what's going on. Yeah, thanks very much for watching. If you've got any suggestions, if there's anything you want to see, anything you want me to focus on, anything statistically you want to know about, let me know and I'll have a look and I'll focus on that. But otherwise, see you later.